Hello, friends. Let's talk a little bit about sleep. I know there's so many reasons why some people just have trouble sleeping. And even for me, over the course of my time using essential oils and even knowing natural things about managing sleep, my own personal protocol and what has worked for me has changed several times. It used to be that lavender was just enough. And then there was a time when wild orange was exactly what I needed. And then there were other times where it was vetiver and it was vetiver and it was vetiver. And I have used balance before, although I have found for me that balance does help ground me, but that's not always the reason why I cannot sleep. So if grounding and really um, just finding um, that space of just reconnecting with earth is what you need, then balance might be your go-to. All right, so I will go over the essential oils I currently use with wildly optimistic and wonderful success, and those four essential oils I am going to share with you right now. So I have so the four essential oils that I use most often for sleep, and let me see if I can get them all in the same shot here. I use lemongrass, lavender, wild orange, and vetiver. So I've got these right here. Let's see, I can't always see it super clearly with the glare here. Okay, maybe I shouldn't even try. Okay. All right, so vetiver, I'll start with that one. Okay, vetiver. You can also get vetiver in a 15 ml bottle, although if you do that, I would advise you to get some fractionated coconut oil to go with it to loosen it up. Buy it in this format in the roller for like a lot more ease in use. Um, or you can even get one of these dropper lids and put it on, and that will be easy. Just know that after a while, vetiver does start to get super sticky, and like this whole um, dropper, if you could see it, it's just kind of really sticky. And it kind of almost hardens like a resin. So if you want to just avoid that whole hassle, doTERRA now sells it already pre-diluted, and it's not going to be super sticky and hard to manage after a few months. So vetiver. Okay, why a vetiver? Okay, I'm going to show you first of all what I do with each essential oil, and then I'm going to tell you exactly why. So, vetiver. So we're going to start with vetiver. I put vetiver on my earlobes and a little bit up and around the edge, back edge, and the like the spine part of my ear. I just like put it there, okay? And then I rub it in. Now, vetiver is a great essential oil for grounding and for really centering. It's like a sedative. It just like helps get to that space where sleep is so easy, and it helps maintain that sleep area. So there was a time when I couldn't sleep for like I could sleep and then I would wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't go back to sleep. And if that's a problem, definitely have vetiver on hand and give it a shot, because vetiver is amazing at helping keep that just sleep pattern where it's so easy to fall asleep. Okay. Second one is lavender. Okay. And lavender, what I do with this one is I do the same thing on my earlobes. Now, why the earlobes? Because the earlobes are connected to the head, right? And then the spine of the ear, reflexology wise, just like the earlobes is the head, the spine part is the spinal column. So that you really want to impact your central nervous system by calming it down, right? So the lavender is all about calming. It smells amazing. You go to sleep just smelling beautiful lavender, and it just works wonders at helping you feel like calm, and like everything you needed to say during the day was said, so you don't go to sleep harboring words that you should have said, that you weren't able to say, or maybe words you said that you shouldn't have said, things like that. It helps with like communication, calming that communication need, or helping people express communication if they need to. All right, but lavender is very calming and great at supporting just our need to be heard. So that's why I use that. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about is wild orange. Now, wild orange is, I had somebody ask me once, like, what are your, I'm going to put some on my wrist here, rub it together, just a drop, and then also over my heart. Okay, I had a person ask me once, what oils I use for like waking up, like if you really want to wake up and like be like all refreshed. And I said, well, peppermint, wild orange, and blah, blah, blah. And then, they were like, what about sleep? And I'm like, well, lavender and wild orange. And they're like, wait, you can't use wild orange for like waking you up and helping you feel perky and for going to sleep. Like that doesn't make sense because that's not how coffee works, right? And I had to explain how wild orange works for both. And I explained that when that wild orange is an oil that imbues feelings of abundance and possibility and hope. And so a lot of times if we go to bed feeling like, oh my gosh, I didn't get this done today, and I don't know if I'll have enough time tomorrow, and what if and I'm going to bed late, maybe I won't get enough sleep, and like all these like negative thought patterns, wild orange can really help turn it around and just give you this blessing of abundance in your mindset and your thought process of, no, it's all okay. It will all work out. It will be, the possibilities are endless. And so you can fall asleep feeling amazing, like, oh, I don't have to stress, right? But then waking up in the morning, it gives you that same energy of like, anything's possible. You can go seize the day and all of that, right? So it just puts you in that space of like, everything's okay. And like, there's so much possibility and I can't wait to find out what it is, right? So it works great for both going to sleep and awake. I did put it on the wrists. I rubbed the wrists together. This creates a very emotional response. When you put essential oils here, it's very emotionally targeted versus when you use the earlobes, then it's more psychologically, if you put it on the earlobes, psychologically and the central nervous system. So brain and spinal column, central nervous system, emotional. Okay. And the heart, emotional, right? So I put the wild orange on the wrists and the heart for that emotional support. And then the lemongrass. I have to tell you about this one. I don't know why it's like showing up white. Okay. So lemongrass. Lemongrass is, it smells like Fruit Loops. It's pretty awesome. Lemongrass, I will just put a drop on my finger and then put it over my forehead. Why the forehead? Well, let me tell you what happens to me when I go to sleep. So I put some on the back of my neck if I have any left over. So with the lemongrass is an emotional purifying essential oil. Like it literally purifies the air, purifies the mood, purifies emotions. Like it's a very cleansing essential oil. And so why I put it here is when I go to bed, I often have feelings of like, I feel bad that I like, I kind of like can spiral, kind of like I was talking about with the wild orange, where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have enough time. I didn't do this today. Except, well, lemongrass takes it to a deeper level where it's more like, oh man, like, darn it, I'm such a cruddy parent because I didn't do this, or I am so flawed, or I'm just feeling crummy and bitter and all this stuff. And sometimes we feel that going to sleep and it's just not happy. Or sometimes if you're like me, you sometimes wake up at like 2 a.m. and can't go back to sleep because those like nagging voices, or like your emotions are on repeat, like repeat, like negativity, fear, anxiety, whatever it is at like 2 a.m. or whatever. If that's your problem, put vetiver right here. It like calms the brain down. It's like, brain, we are not playing this game. I'm targeting it right here. So if this is also called the ajna, or the third eye or brow chakra, which is all connected to perception and absorbing light and knowledge and truth. And so if we are having that negative like chatter going on in our brains at night, like it's probably affecting this. We're not picking up any good light. We're actually picking up some dark, right? So it actually clears that spot. So it just is like, nope, nope, no more dark conversations going on in my head. I'm in control over my thoughts, right? So that's why I use all of them. If you have not heard very much about vetiver, vetiver is a root. It's a very resiny root. It smells very earthy, very, very earthy. It smells kind of like dirt. But it doesn't, I don't think it smells terrible. Some people don't like it. I think it's fine. But vetiver is very grounding. So some people don't like it by itself, which is why in my beautiful case, I'm actually combining it with lavender by putting lavender over the top. So I'll just show you once again what I do. So I usually, it doesn't matter which order you do this in, by the way, like it does not matter. It doesn't matter how much you use. A drop is usually plenty. In a roller bottle, I just start right here at my head point right here on the earlobe and just go around the edge here. Same with the other side. And then I just rub it in. I just do this and I rub it in. And I kind of give myself this nice little ear massage. And as I'm doing this, I know it's impacting my entire central nervous system. So it's an amazing point. So reflexology point, if you ever want to calm your central nervous system, this is a nice, good way to do that. Okay, and then I'll do lavender. And usually what I will do is I will just take it and pour it over. So I just get like a drop on my finger. If you get more than one drop, that's fine. Like I'd use lavender for days. All right, and I just like rub it on those same points. Okay, so I just like kind of split the drop between the two index fingers and thumbs and put it on there. So now I've got the vetiver and lavender. So the vetiver is going to help center me and ground me. And then lavender is going to come there and say, let's calm down. You know, let's really bring in the next level of calm and support the voice in, you know, maybe there was something that you wanted to say that you didn't, and it's okay. And maybe, you know, maybe you'll get the chance to speak it tomorrow. It's fine. Calming that voice down. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the wild orange. Okay. So we've done the two ear ones, which was the vetiver and the lavender. Then we're going to do the wrist and the heart one, which is the wild orange. So I just take the bottle and I usually just dab a drop there on my wrist. And then I rub my wrists together like this. And then if there's any leftover, I can do this, or I can rub it off and rub it on my heart. Either way, it's just like I'm emotionally supporting myself with anything's possible. I'm in this space of abundance and beauty, and life is so wonderful and all of that. That's what wild orange helps with. So I love wild orange for that. And then finally, to totally cut the chatter in my head, so that I'm not interrupted in the middle of the night with crazy chat, which vetiver used to take care of, and for whatever reason right now, it's not doing enough for me. So I do need to add the lemongrass. Okay, so I'm doing lemongrass right here. So it's just right in the center of the forehead. That's where the brow chakra is. And it's all about like absorbing light and communication and energy and stuff like that. And so if I'm getting that negative chat, lemongrass is my best friend right here. And then a little bit on the brain stem saying we're also allowing the cleansing to go through the brain and the spinal column all the way back down the back, just cleansing. And so I do that at night. I have been sleeping so much better. I actually, once my baby started sleeping through the night, I was so excited that I finally get to sleep through the night. And then I wasn't. And I was like, no, this is so not fair. I've literally gone 13 years without getting a good night's sleep, really. And why can't I sleep finally? And so anyway, I started going back to the vetiver, which kind of was helping, but wasn't quite doing enough. So I added the lavender, and that really helped me just calm down a lot faster to go to sleep. And so I was doing those two. And then I was like, well, maybe I just like don't feel like I've done enough during the day. And so that's why I started putting the wild orange on, because that's all about abundance and thinking of things positively and optimistically, and like the universe is mine, like the universe is ours, like it's a beautiful place and we can go and seize the day. Or there's plenty of time to do whatever I need to do tomorrow. It's okay. And there's plenty of rest for me to get tonight. So that's why the wild orange. And then the lemongrass, because even though I was doing all of those other things, I was still waking up sometimes with that negative chatter, like, blah, 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 like, you're a terrible mom because blah, blah, blah. Or, like, why didn't you do it this way? That was so stupid of you, And I'm like, wait, what are these negative thoughts? Like, those aren't my thoughts. Like, they must be coming from somewhere else. And so I just wanted to nip it in the bud, right? Put it right there on the forehead. And then any leftover, I just like to put on the brainstem. You don't have to, but that's just kind of what I do. So anyway, I hope this is helpful for you. So just in recap, we've got vetiver on the earlobes and the back of the ear on that spinal part. We got the lavender, same deal, just a drop around here on your fingers. The wild orange on the inner wrists and rub them together, and then also over the heart. And then we also have the vetiver, the vetiver I already did. The lemongrass, which is the great one that I get to put on the forehead to keep those chatty voices down, and the back of the neck. And that's it. So anyway, I hope this is helpful for you. I love you. I want you to get sleep so much, just like it's so essential for all of us. So hopefully this is helpful. If you can't use all of them for whatever reason, just use a few. Just try it out and see, experiment and explore. And I hope you have wild success like I am now. And yes, I just thought I would send you on your way with that. Let me know if you have any questions about ordering essential oils or trying them out, and I'm happy to help point you in the right direction. Anyways, take care. Sleep well.